kids are having a really hard time regulating their emotions. They are lacking those skills for empathy, for conflict resolution.
It's striking that there's no safe space, quote unquote safe space that these kids can go to.
Now to our woman-to-woman panel discussion here on News 8, a weekly chat every Wednesday on a wide range of topics with an incredible panel of women. And today we are talking about back to school. It can be a stressful time for kids, but it can also be a stressful time for parents too, specifically moms. So today we're going to be focusing on moms. I'd like to say hello to our lovely panel. We have Linda, Cheval, Arlene. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
We're going to have our discussion about moms, parents, back to school, and what that stress can be like. Arlene, I want to start with you. What sort of stress comes to mind with this back to school time?
The mothers trying to provide all the schoolwork, the schoolwork and all the supplies that the kids need to go back to school. I have information that some parents have difficulty coming out with all the money that they need to get the supplies again. The cost of living has increased.
Yes.
So schools at times are not really helping the families to put all these supplies together. And when you have more than one child in the house, it's becoming more stressful for them to make things happening.
It can be very expensive. The average that families are paying, I believe it's up to $800. So we're talking about a big amount of money.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Cheval, I'm wondering what is your take on just the stress that moms experience during this back to school time?
The stress is not knowing. You want your child to be safe when they leave the house. So the stress is not knowing when they have to walk to a bus stop, getting off the bus, making sure they're coming home. The stress is not knowing what the first couple of weeks would be like. So stresses come from not knowing, not being sure. You don't know the bus drivers. It's important to go to orientation, get to know the principals, school administrators. It's a community effort to keep everyone safe, know where your children are supposed to go, know the bus driver. That's important, but also to have a team meeting, so to speak, at home. Have this meeting at home with your children, have this line of communication open so that parents as well as the children are comfortable off to school.
Is that something that you do? You have team meetings
Absolutely.
at home?
That way you'll know what's going on. The line of communication as well. These are little people and it's scary for them as well. So if you sit down, have this team meeting, they get to express, you get to understand, and it'll relieve some of the anxiety. Not all of it, but some of it.
That's a great point. Team meeting. I think team meetings can be applied in a lot of situations for sure.
Absolutely.
Linda, wondering what your take is on this stressful time for parents with back to school.
Brought my stress ball.
I love that.
We were talking earlier about what resources are out there and who we rely on. Family and friends are important, but sometimes those aren't all the answers that we can have. This stress ball is advertising United Way's 211, funded by the state in 211. So if you're wondering about resources, what can I do? Maybe your friends don't have all the answers. So one of the great services that is available is mobile crisis. Sometimes it's not just stress, it's a serious problem. Kids melting down. Maybe the child isn't acting right and you're wondering, are they a little suicidal? Something serious is happening. And going to an emergency room or dialing for the police is not the best answer. So this is a service that brings an unmarked car to your vehicle. You don't have the neighbors looking through the curtains wondering. And there are professional services working with you, following up to stabilize the situation and get help for kids. It's also there for adults, but we're focusing on the kids today.
So who do you lean on when you're in stressful situations? I'm wondering, for you, who do you lean on? For me, I know it's family. It's always family.
It's absolutely family. It's a part of my faith. And one of the ways we get through is we have a group text. So it's also important to have that group text. Keep everybody in the loop. Listen, I won't be home on time. Can you get my kid off the bus? It's important to have this community, so that's who I lean on. And my children are adults, but I have grandchildren that I have to be at the bus stop for as well.
Yes, I have a family text as well. It can be pretty wild sometimes too when I look at that family text. Any final thoughts for you before we wrap up?
The same. I really, lean on my family and my friends And my co-workers, I have to say, when crisis at work, we get together, we talk about the teamwork, and we do our meetings and we discuss everything. So we do everything as a group.
Communication is key.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
All right, ladies, thank you so much. Linda, Cheval, Arlene, our lovely panel discussion. Love that. We're going to be back next week with even more to talk about. We're going to be talking with a local child psychologist about how kids are impacted by stress as they head back to school. And also, before you go, we invite you to check out our 6-part series, Educating Connecticut. You can see that series right now on our website, WTNH.com.